I'm going to just start with the details of this woman's situation. So the first woman, her husband is in Men in the Battle. They are married and sleep in the same room. They've had support from coaches and therapists one-on-one that has not been helpful. So they've not had good one-on-one help yet. It's been over a year since their last discovery or disclosure, and over a year since she first found out about his sexual secrets. They have been married for less than 5 years. So the first question is, my husband, who has told me it's been a habit to look at and fantasize about having sex with other women, tells me when I caught him looking at one of my 25-year-old family members, she caught him looking at a 25-year-old family member, like up and down, that he was just looking and not lusting. Later, he told me he was fighting not looking at her all day because he didn't want to upset me. So her question is this: if he didn't have lustful feelings, how is it a struggle to not look and then to have so little control that he did it right in front of me? The other question is it even possible he was looking to enjoy the view and not lusting?
It sounds like he confessed that he actually was lusting after her, and what you witnessed was him lusting. Yeah, if he's looking her up and down,
He actually said that he
we
was
can.
not lusting, but
But then later, he told me he was fighting not looking at her all day.
that was his admission that it was
Yeah.
lust.
I would suggest that that's his admission, that he actually was. And I've seen men, in the courtyard outside of Starbucks, when I was working, seeing guys, tracking with women and looking at them like that. And I've seen guys do that. And I'm quite sure many years ago, when I was stuck in the addiction, that people probably witnessed me doing the same thing. And so I can tell you from my own personal experience and professional experience that the idea of lust, and we use the word objectification, objectifying, which is basically pulling out body parts and stuff like that. And so if he didn't have lustful feelings, how was it a struggle to not look? So the deal is, I would say he did have lustful feelings, and it's a struggle to not look for many reasons. The first is that he's likely trained himself to look since he was 10 or 11 years old, or whenever he first started looking at porn. And the stimulation, it's kind of as if he's looking at porn in real life, right? Potentially undressing her with his eyes and that. So, and I know this can be triggering to hear some of this, but I just want to explain what's, sounds like that you really want to know, like, what is it that's going on with him? Why is he, what is it that's going on when you're witnessing this? Yeah, this is what likely is happening. So the idea of, is it possible he was enjoying the view and not lusting? It's the same thing. If I'm out in public and I notice a woman that's attractive, I don't have to enjoy the view, and so in Men in the Battle, we basically, just for lack of a better way to try and teach these guys, I told them, if you noticed a woman and you've spent more than 5 seconds, noticing her, it's not noticing her anymore. So it's a 5-second rule, basically. And I tell the guys, I'm not saying you can go ahead and look her up and down for 5 seconds. No, that's not what I'm saying. It's just a way for them to gauge, because they don't know. They've been doing this their whole life. So that we've given them a tool to realize if they've looked her up and down for more than 5 seconds, they've crossed the line, and they need to move into a confession, and that's not appropriate, and it's objectification.
He was not being honest when he told you he wasn't lusting.
Correct.
Yeah. I mean, remember, ladies, that part of this addiction is self-deception. And so there's no point in you trying to argue with him semantics of, you said you weren't lusting, but you really were. I mean, you can just know in your own heart that he was, and he was self-deceived.
Yeah.